All right, so here we have another Hogwarts inspired piece. Maybe you've seen the other video. That was a night scene where we see the castle from pretty far away. Completely different mood and time of day. And this time around I went for, I thought a sunset, would fit this view, or at least I wanted to go for something like that. In the end, it turned out to look more like a sunrise, actually, which some of the comments online reminded me. So yeah, it seems we're going for a sunrise mood here. This is again Artset, the iPad app that I used to start this off. I was experimenting with that at the time. It was like a year ago, or a little bit more even. I played Hogwarts Legacy. I'm always rewatching the movies, listening to the audiobooks, the Harry Potter ones, that is. And yeah, why not paint Hogwarts Castle, right? Can't go wrong with that. It's always fun, especially when you're a fan of those things and you're totally like in the mood for it. And this is kind of like a combination of my love for that stuff, and also going outside, painting real landscapes, going plein air painting is what it's called. I use gouache for that sometimes, watercolor and oils as well, even pastels sometimes. And it's a really good way to learn about color and lighting, different times of day, how light reacts to different materials and all that stuff. It's a really good crash course in fundamentals about painting almost, if you just go out and observe and study what's in front of you, and not from a photo, which photos can be deceiving and not provide as much information as you would get while you're out there. So this is kind of what this painting is. It's this combination of just real landscape painting, even though this is imaginary, and then adding to that this theme of the castle in this kind of foggy, not too far distant, but foggy atmosphere against the light. And soon I will actually place the sun in there, which should then make it a lot clearer where the light is coming from. And also, again, I'm not using any reference. I haven't looked up Hogwarts Castle as it is in the movies or the game again. This is purely from imagination or subconsciously influenced maybe by what's out there. So here I'm just, again, playing still with the brushwork. I'm still in Artset at this point. I will move to Procreate like I did with the other painting at some point, which will be noticeable when the whole image kind of shifts to an even lighter tone with less saturation. Because once I go into Procreate, the first thing I do is play with the curves and the overall contrast and saturation a little bit, and then continue painting. It's just this huge advantage that we have in the digital medium, where we can just completely change the whole picture if we want to. Right, but for now we're in Artset. Like I said, just detailing, now working on the castle, and here's the sun. So once I put that in, I felt like, yeah, that's really nice, and it's working. Kind of tying the image together, bringing it to a, I don't know, even closer to a finished look already. There's kind of this focal point now at this on the left side with the sun, which I liked. I'm also a huge fan of sometimes obscuring your focal point. So let's say the castle is what we want to paint, but in the foreground there are all these trees, kind of hiding it a little bit almost, right? And you can go much more extreme with it than this, which I sometimes try to do. So imagine, you have, it could be a winter scene as well, with a lot of trees and twigs obscuring, like a church tower in the fog behind those trees or something. You're almost only painting the trees, but there is this silhouette of a building or something behind it. I just love that look when it's not just super clear, hard edges everywhere, and it's just a clear view towards a building or something, it can be a little bit boring sometimes. So this is, I guess, also what drives the setup of this painting. And other than that, overall, always worrying about the colors, that they look natural, but also trying to look for opportunities to push color and exaggerate. And this is what happened here. Now we're in Procreate, actually. So I switched apps from Artset over to this and instantly played with the overall values a little bit, like I said. So now we're in a kind of even hazier, lighter atmosphere in terms of the mood of the image. And from here, it's just pretty much just more detailing of some decisions, like here, do I add some more twigs and branches that cross the silhouettes of the tower? Also, when you overlap multiple layers in an image, so like the branches overlap the tower, the trees as well, then the tower overlaps the sun and the landscape and the clouds. It's not a coincidence that I placed the sun in a way where it's not fully visible, because it creates depth in your painting. So the more layers you have overlapping each other, the more depth the painting will kind of suggest, simulate. After all, it's still a flat 2D image, right? But we try to at least create this illusion of a deeper scenery. Some more details, bushes, twigs, working on the leaves. And you notice as well, I'm not painting any particular leaves. These are all just blobby brushstrokes almost. I just try to indicate that the tree is kind of realistic and has all these leaves on it. But I don't think I've painted a single leaf shape or, thought about that at all. Some nice glow around these clusters of leaves where it's like supposed to be glowing from behind. And here I pushed the color even more. Maybe you saw that just pop to a more saturated version and a little bit more purple. So I went away from the paler yellows and greens, a little bit more towards a purple. Overall, like a little bit of a tint. And here's some more details, like some flock of birds and birds sitting on the branch. And this is nearing the end. It's just some more brushwork here and there, cleaning things up, adding some grass blades and flowers. But yeah, thanks for watching again, and I hope you enjoyed it.